Oh, sorry. Hello, everyone. Today I'm gonna go over my classroom and sort of the way I'm gonna have it set up, kind of what I'm gonna have on the walls, how I'm gonna organize my lessons, the overall themes, and basically anything that I have from this class and from what we've gone over in lecture and the readings, kind of what I've picked up on and what I envision my classroom is going to be like. So first off, homework sort of philosophy. I will have homework every night, but it will only be one problem at night. And it's not even necessarily going to be a problem from the textbook that they're going to get, but it'll be a problem that I create that I think will best encompass the full understanding of what we went over that day. I will, kind of try to break everything up into chunks and also post, like, if you're struggling with the problem that I created, here are some problems from the textbook that will help. Like, if you can do these problems, it'll help build your understanding working up to this sort of super problem. Like, it won't be a ridiculously hard problem, but just a fully encompassing problem. And that will be the only thing I grade would be that problem. The next would be one of my walls will be dedicated to keeping track of our progress throughout the term, meaning each chapter will be up there and there will be little reminders. So every formula we go over, if we went over graphs, little pictures of graphs that we learned, if we went over learning volumes, what shapes we learned, such stuff like that. Just sort of so people can look back to and I can call back to, like, oh, like, do you remember what formula we learned in this chapter? And then people can look at the board and get a quick refresher. And they'll also be there during tests, I think. Or maybe I'll have to think about that when the time comes. But also the next thing would be warm-ups every day to connect each lesson. And that will be a way to sort of connect what we finish off with last class to what we're going to start with this class. So just, hey, do you remember what we did yesterday? This would especially be useful on Mondays. Like, hey, do you remember what we did last Friday? We had the whole weekend off. It'll be a really good connection from one lesson to the next. The next thing will be desks. Desks will be clustered in groups of 4 to help quick transition to group work. So this will be something that either I will always have them set up like this, or there will always be quick to transition to something like this, depending on whether having everyone already kind of made into groups will affect people's focus during lessons. That'll be something I figure out at the time. But I think having quick transitions into group work is really good for math because people don't understand that while math only has one right answer, it doesn't have only one way to get to that answer. So talking to other people about how to do problems is a good way to learn multiple understandings of one concept. The next thing would be an overall encouragement in explaining your thinking. This is the same thing, even if you are wrong. So understanding why you misunderstand is the best way to relearn. Because in math, it's kind of hard to break your bad habits. There are some things that kind of stick with you for a while. But in my classroom, I will want people to fully explain to me what their understanding of a problem is. And even if they're right, if their explanation is wrong, I can, get in their brains and sort of fill in the gaps in their information. Next thing would be having 2 days a week where I stick around after school for an hour to tutor students who are struggling. This will be it was something that was mandated by my school, and it was something where I was in National Honor Society and able to tutor kids after school. But it's a good resource to have an open door and just have kids come in if they have a quick question, even if it's 5 seconds. Just me available, so it's one-on-one. They don't have to raise their hand in class or anything like that. I just want to make my students feel like I'm available for them and that I'm there for them. All right, and that is everything that I see thus far. Of course, there will be more things that I'm sure I'll think of right after I hit stop recording, but that is all I have. Thank you.